Hey, everybody, you got Pastor Aaron. We are now 30 days into Lent. And my immersion into Lent hasn't been easy. There have been several times in this season that I wanted to tap out because the devil's attack has been relentless. I tell people all the time that he is the master of preemptive warfare. And I'll tell you, during this season, I've seen his artillery turn towards me. As a result, I battled feelings of inadequacy, incompetence, being sad, being frustrated, feeling defeated, being tired, feeling angry, you name it. So last week he changed his tactics. Last Tuesday, an accident occurred in the parking lot of my parsonage, and a 70-year-old globe on an antique street light came toppling over. I love history. And so I had made every effort to maintain that light and get it working again this last fall. And its destruction kind of saddened me. And then Friday night occurred. Friday night, as you did too, we had intense rain. This caused my basement floor drain, one in particular, to flood. So it was 9 p.m. I didn't think anything about getting the shop vac out and cleaning it up. It really wasn't that much until it was. I'm still not sure what happened, but as the book of Genesis says, the great fountains of the deep were opened, and for hours we battled what we believed were thousands of gallons of water freely flowing into our parsonage. And Dylan's room got flooded, and that really upset me. Dylan has a diagnosis of autism, and he asks for so little. A little over a year ago, we had created a Pittsburgh Steelers room, and that was his space. And I looked at that flooding, and my heart just fell because all I could see was months of repair to replace what had been damaged. And then we go on to Sunday. Sunday was a different experience. So Friday night and Saturday, we spent hours cleaning up. And I'm sore. I'm 50 years old now. So I took 2 naproxen. It's never been a problem for me, but Sunday, man, it was. I started to get really itchy hands and feet, and then my hands swelled up. And so with the help of Illinois Poison Control and an online consultation with a doctor, I got ahead of the potential worst of the symptoms of the reaction. And if you really want to know, it scared me. So I've got all of these raw emotions necessary to make me give up on the present. But as Paul Harvey liked to say, and now the rest of the story. On Tuesday, as I picked up glass, I met 2 guys I had prayed for at the local community kitchen at our church. One man told me that his cancer had shrunk, and the other man told me his medical condition had changed. So in short, if the light hadn't been broken, I wouldn't have been out there. No broken light, no testimony. On Friday night, 2 guys came out to help with the flood waters, and we all worked tirelessly to try to contain the flood. Without them, I know the loss would have been a lot worse. I also got to see the disposition of my daughter's boyfriend, Zach, who jumped in to assist. The next day, many people from our church brought equipment to help dry things out. I got a call from a young woman in the community offering to come over and help us and even to make us dinner. She had seen the damage that I posted and just wanted to bless. When Service Master arrived about 6 p.m., we had done so much of the legwork that they were impressed and encouraged us that we may have saved Dylan's room from mold remediation. One of the leaders told me on Sunday morning, if you need to go to the ER, we'll make this work. And, I genuinely believe that they would have. I'll sum it up this way. What Satan has meant for evil, God has turned to good. And while I know Satan is not finished, he can no longer use these things to fire at me because they're God's problem. James 4:7 says, submit yourself then to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Everything that has happened has been useful by God to lead me to this point. You're not responsible for the solution. You're responsible for obedience. His attack over the past week is confronted by this truth. For I know in whom I trust, and I am sure he can guard what I have entrusted to him till the day of his return. I'll close with this. Everything Satan does is in an effort to keep you focused on your past and your present. What God is doing in seasons like Lent, or maybe in the season you're in your life, is to point you towards his future. So let's praise him for what's coming. God bless you.